Hey everybody, welcome to Quick Tip Thursday. Today what I want to do is take a break from working on my shorts to do a favor for my neighbor. He sent his pants over with my daughter who was babysitting for his dog and asked if I could fix them. And you can see here there's a very nice a tear running down the lengthwise grain of these pants. And technically this is really not fixable. Like, it's not going to be a fix where it'll be invisible and beautiful and ready to wear on your best important work day. But I think we can fix it so it can be worn with a jacket covering it without making the tear any bigger. So we can protect the pants from getting a bigger tear, and we can close it, fix it in a way where it'll be wearable but not gorgeous. So what I want to do is turn it inside out and show you what's going on in there. All right, so I've got the pants inside out, and you can see that the tear is, right under the pocket on the inside, and it's actually starting to tear away horizontally as well along the edge of where the welt is sewn. So what I want to do is I want to first stabilize that with some fusible interfacing, and I have some nice black cotton fuse that I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some strips first. So, I want to have pieces to work with that are not too gigantic. So I'm just going to cut myself little, half-inch strips. Probably only need 1 or 2 for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by pinning the pocket out of the way, because I just don't want to have to fight with it and have it flopping around. So I'm just going to pin it over there. And I'm going to lay the pants down so that I can see the tear. And I want to make it so it's laying not stretched out, just sort of really, nice and even with each other like this. And then to hold it there, I'm going to take a few pins and I'm actually going to anchor it to my pressing surface because I don't want it to pop up when I put the interfacing down. So I'm just going to do that. And what that's going to do is see how that kind of helps keep the tear closed, and it keeps it from moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of interfacing that's probably just a little bit longer than the part I'm working on right now. I'm going to do this in a couple steps because I want to make sure I keep the tear closed. I was playing around with my interfacing on a different project, and I discovered something that's kind of cool. It's sort of a new tip. If you heat the fabric up a little bit, so I'm going to just steam the fabric without putting the interfacing down. And then if you take your strip of interfacing and put it on the hot fabric, what happens is it starts to stick before you have to press it. So it's almost like it's presetting it without having to use the iron. Then I know I can put my little pressing cloth on top and really nail it down with the iron after on the second time. So if you heat your fabric up first and then put the interfacing glue side down, it will start to adhere, and you can make sure it's exactly where you want it without fussing with the iron, which I think is kind of cool. Now I've got that part. I'm going to unpin, and I'm just going to look at it from the other side to make sure everything's laying nice and closed. Let's look. Okay, so I think so far so good. Let me just show you. Okay, so the part that I did down at the bottom is laying nice and closed with each other. Now I'm going to do the upper part of the tear. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, because the pocket is literally ripped right along the end of the welt pocket, I'm going to fuse a piece of interfacing to the part of the tear that's above the welt. So I'm just going to use a little piece like this, and I'm just going to fuse above. And then I think what I'm going to do is put a piece of interfacing over the edge of the pocket and close that down after I've gotten underneath as much as I can. I'm going to lay that, and I think what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to use the pocket bag, put the pocket bag down so everything lays nice and straight. And I'll put the pressing cloth over it, and I'm just going to give that some steam. All right, let's see. All right, let's check it from the other side. I just want to look and see. All right, so we've got it, I've got it about as fused as I can get, you know, against the inside of the pant. Now I think just to stabilize the edge of the pocket, because I'm going to stitch a little bit through this pocket bag to sort of support it a little bit more, I'm just going to take another little strip of interfacing, and I'm just going to fuse the side of the pocket down like this. Okay, just to keep everything laying nice and straight. So just from here to here. All right, so let me just do that. Put my press cloth down. I'm going to dot the part that's frayed along the right side of the welt with a little fray check to keep it from fraying more. I'm just going to do a very light, tiny bit of fray check. I'm not going to put a thick coat on, but just enough to keep the edges of the parts that are fraying from fraying some more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a very, all right, to sew this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a very narrow triple zigzag, very tiny. And I'm not going to make it very dense either. So I'm just going to start at the top, and I'm just going to very carefully zigzag it. Okay. All right, so let's see how this looks. I'm just going to do a little bit, and then I'm going to look and see how it looks. I'll do the top part just to see if it's actually helping or hurting the appearance of the tear. All right, you can see on the top part of the tear that's not very noticeable. So I think using this color thread I chose, sort of a medium charcoal, not the darkest color in the pant and not the lightest color, sort of a medium, blends in really well. So I think because the top where I zigzagged doesn't look any worse than the bottom where I haven't zigzagged, I'm just going to zigzag the whole thing because that will protect and help keep the pant closed. So I'm going to finish zigzagging. All right, so I think overall these pants don't look that bad. So that's how I would fix something that's, you know, when a fabric is torn and it's not right on a seam, it's very hard to fix. But so that's how I would do that. First, you want to support the fabric with some interfacing, and then decide, you know, how to stitch it to make it sort of camouflaged. And I think all in all, that's a pretty good job. If you have any questions about fixing a tear, you can post them below, or you can visit my blog at Stern Designs. I do also want to say that I have additional tips in my Craftsy class, sewing mistakes, what can go wrong and how to make it right. There's lots of mishaps in there with solutions to either, you know, fix something or, you know, whether you need to start over or whether you can go from there and make it into designer detail. So, you know, I just wanted to mention that as well. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's not like a super cool topic, but everybody gets torn clothes, and sometimes, you know, it's nice to be able to fix something to get a little bit more wear out of it, you know, especially if it's, you know, part of a favorite suit or, you know, something you need to wear for work. So, you know, that's how I would fix that. If you have any questions or comments, you can post them below, or you can visit my blog at Stern Designs. Another thing is, if you're new to sewing and you're watching me and you've made mistakes while you're sewing, first of all, I want you to know that's what happens. I mean, mistakes are part of sewing, and certainly I make mistakes, or I have issues or things that can happen all the time. I call them character builders. I teach a class on Craftsy called Sewing Mistakes, What Can Go Wrong and How to Make It Right. So if you don't know about that class, or if it's sounds like something that might help you, you might want to check it out, because I think Crafty's having a huge sale for the Labor Day weekend. So I just wanted to tell you about that. And I hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. I'm going to be busy finishing my shorts pattern. And then next week we'll start with a new topic. I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be yet, but fall's coming, so maybe we'll finish my hobo bag that I made a new lining for earlier in the summer, because I know I'm going to need that. But in any case, I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend, and I'll see you next week for Quick Tip Tuesday.